I was new to crowd marketing. I did a lot of marketing stuff, but the crowd marketing was kind of new term for me. So when you start doing something new, what you do, you research and you start with basics, with the table of contents. Like I go to Wikipedia and I take a look. What does it mean? So basically, the crowd marketing is some sort of like a complex of events and techniques which basically create an illusion that your product or service is popular. So, like, not only one guy pitching Weblium is good, but random guys from the street telling use Weblium. So this creates social validation for you as a customer, and you think, hey, if everybody says this is good, probably it is really good, and you start buying. But the whole purpose for the crowd marketing is increasing sales. Everybody understands this, right? So for me, how to start, I started to Google it, I downloaded a couple of crowd marketing, growth hacking handbooks, lots of manuals. I talked to a couple of people. I called a couple of guys in my LinkedIn and said, like, tell me about your experience and so on. And everybody was telling me 3 years old bullshit, honestly. I will try to repeat this 3 years old bullshit and show how I did it and if it works or not, okay? So first thing that I do when I have a hypothesis and I want to validate it or reject it, I set the expected goals. What should happen in order to consider this initiative successful or not, right? So for me, it was more sales as the main goal. Then number of recommendations I could generate to sort of raise awareness. Then the traffic we could get to our website, number of leads, basically a normal funnel, right? And the links, because SEO guys always says, like, even if it has no sales, we got a link, it is good for the future, okay? So, but please do not mix crowd marketing in terms of marketing and a crowd marketing for SEO. It is different. Crowd marketing for SEO is different with people usually very low paid, low skilled people just doing so-called bots. They are adding up comments and forums on different platforms just to get some backlinks. This is different. This is for humans, not for the Google bot, okay? What do we promote? Weblium as a website builder, as a do-it-for-me service, which is kind of innovative. And, we have to differentiate from others. There are big names on the market already, like Wix, like Squarespace, like Weebly, like Tilda here, for example, right? So we wanted to build somehow why we could be different from them, right? And why it starts to think how people would talk about it potentially, and how they would differ us from the others. So for you to begin with, I recommend to have this area of interest, because you have to identify where would you look for the target audience. So for us, it's like if they're talking about website creation. Some people could be web designers asking for the feedback for the websites they create. Some people could be guys, small businessman who wants to run his internet presence and he's asking for advice in his Facebook, right, to his friends. Or it could be a professional who is doing, who is looking for, it could be student who is studying in the university and he's got a task to identify possible tools to create a website. So all these topics you should pretty much understand before you start. Otherwise, you're going to fail. And then the great way, actually is the best way, if you already have some well-known competitors. So all you have to do is set up alerts for these competitors and just watch after them. This is the easiest path. For example, you are doing the CRM system. You take Salesforce as a number one. And you start looking in internet everywhere where Salesforce is being mentioned. Because if anyone is talking about Salesforce, that means that you could provide alternative point of view, right? makes totally logic. I'm pretty sure that, like this is not a rocket science. Everybody can handle this, okay? So now you need to set up the tools because manually it's not possible. First 3 days, what I did, I went in the morning to Reddit and started to search for all these keywords and then try to find the recent posts and then, like start to engage there. This is not scalable at all. I did it first myself, then I took my assistant to do it full-time, then I took the head of marketing to do this, and then I had a main copywriter to do this. Basically, the whole team was doing this bullshit. Like, don't do this. This is bad behavior. Use some tools. There are some automation tools. In local market, probably we have representative. UseCon is good for Russian language. It's not good for English language. I already telling you. Sorry, UseCon guys, if you are here. BuzzSumo is normally for copywriters to identify the trending topics, but they also have these mentions. Doesn't work really great, but you could use some of this, like for the beginning. The free way, Google Alerts. Please raise your hand who is using Google Alerts. Did you know before that you can have alert not only for the term that you're looking for? I did like Wix and Quora all together. And surprisingly, next day, I got links from Quora indexed by Google about Wix. I didn't know this is gonna work, but for me, it worked. It was like sort of a little growth hack, how to do it for free. The best one that you worked for Facebook, because Facebook is the trickiest part. After this, Cambridge Analytica scandal, basically most of the tools stopped working. So it was really, really hard to find something that works with the Facebook. Partially, like 20% of the results you can get from mention.com. They are very good, super good at Twitter, but with Facebook, I think 20%. So if you have 10 mentions, they will show you 2. It's better than, nothing, but still, Hootsuite is also not really good right now in terms of, like scanning the mentions. And Tint is, Techboard is also good, but for hashtags. But many people, what we found, only 10% of our audience is using hashtags. So hashtags is useless for our case. I don't know which market you work on. Maybe in your market, hashtags will be more useful, and the good one, but I will let you know later. The top illusions. Because when you read these books about crowd marketing, they say, Quora will bring you lots of conversions. Quora, stop doing anything, focus on Quora. Because all the experts, all the VCs are there. Top guys are there. You can talk directly, they will buy your product, you'll be happy. Second one, Quora is scalable. You can start Quora, you learn how to do it, and then you have 5 people doing Quora marketing, and you are in good hands. And the third one, Quora means exposure. Like when you are in Quora and you are active, millions of people will talk about you, or at least see you. All those I could not prove with my case. Maybe if you're working for enterprise software, where you don't deal, your potential audience is not millions, but maybe tens of thousands of companies. Maybe Quora might play in this role. But for us, it was just like писать против ветра. Не знаю, как это. Peace against the wind, okay? So basically, our Quora results. We got 3,000 sessions. I spent myself on this, 3 weeks full time, doing this, bullshit comments, likes, oh, I really support your point of view and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we got 2 partnership requests, which looks good, but I can make it in 1 day with my phone call, so I wouldn't spend this, and 0 sales. This is our result. I'm not saying that this is written in the Bible, so for any of you, it could work, much better. And if someone will get the better results, please write in the SaaS Nation Telegram channel so we learn from you. And next time you're gonna present this, okay? So I said, okay, maybe Quora was not good. Maybe Quora was not for our business. Let's do Reddit. Yeah? Reddit is good. Oh, yeah, by the way, a great this is unexpected. I did not expect. But for Quora, is the best for researching who is your targeted segments. Because by seeing the competitors, you see their title, what they're writing for, and so on. So I already discovered 2 additional segments for our business that I did not think about. So Quora is the greatest, I would say, customer development or customer research tool. This is really good. The next one for wording, because usually all your websites are written by the copywriter, yeah? And he's writing, he doesn't know really like your pains and so, like big problems. He's writing just normal words. Quora lets you take a look which words customers use to describe what you're looking for. So it's very good to get some insights. How do you, like change your wording on your website or in your presentation, in your brochure, and so on. Also, when you take a look at competitors in Quora, you see a lot of things that people want to improve. This gives you a lot of insights, what you can implement in your product to stand out from them, right? So it's a very good research tool. And the last one, you can connect with influencers. For example, we got a case. Right now, our new market is book authors. So because in the US only, for the last year, 853,000 books were released. Okay? So each book needs author website and a book promotion website. So this is a big market, 800,000 websites, potentially. And through Quora, I got connected to the guy who is managing, they call it indie hackers. So authors who are doing self-publishing. So I got the top indie hacker author through Quora. Right now we set up the partnership. So it's not zero. I mean, but I think it's more like a random coincidence than, like it's planned, okay? So now I said, okay. Yeah, by the way, Quora is full of shit. Like with SEO people, when you see this, like so you just skip it. When you see this, wedding website for free, or, like this Windsor website builder. So you understand this is not a human. Or this is a human, but he acts as a robot. Like you don't talk to this guy, you don't like him, you don't leave the comment, because my personal opinion is like 60% of Quora content right now is like that. So those are not real people who came to Quora to discuss something. So it's for you maybe some idea, if someone writes a tool which identifies this post and just hides it, I already can pay for this, tool, because this is really a bad experience that you receive from Quora. The next one is say, okay, fuck Quora, Reddit is good, because Reddit is number 5 website in the US, right? It has like hundreds of millions of traffic. Reddit is our future. I said, okay, let's try it. Who is a Reddit user? Raise your hand. Not many. Who likes their interface? Извращенцы. Okay, so I spent like 2 days trying to understand how to use this, because it's really pain in the ass. Finally, I already there is some internal culture of Reddit, and I try to replicate. First, what you try, you try to replicate how they do it. There is very good tool, by the way, TrackReddit. TrackReddit.com. So you write your keywords, it's like Google Alerts, but for Reddit. It can send you SMS and so on. So I put all this Wix, Squarespace, Weblium. Initially, I put too many keywords. The huge traffic over there. Very, I got like 2,000 requests, not requests, this mentions a day. And then you start spending, wow, we found this gold mine, let's do it. So many people talking about this, so we can put our comments. So I said, like, who is gonna be my SWAT team? So we put everybody on Reddit, and 3 days we fucked whole Reddit, and it did not work properly. So we got 4,000 visitors, for 4,500 visitors. We got 17 partnership requests, which was good. It is, like 17 times better than Quora. okay? 6 sales, so we got real sales, and we got 1 post which was unexpectedly popular. So when we tried to put something on Reddit, like I even paid a couple of times to do this Reddit upvote, like there is a paid service. Moderators at Reddit are very good. So they really understand quickly if you promoted post and they kill it or they mark it as a spam and so on. Eventually, I bought a Reddit account, which was already like 5 years old. My name is Barakudo, this is me. And I started to try to make something popular organically. And you know what worked? I went to fishki.net, went some random picture, and posted like this. Somehow I got like 1,000, basically it was like 1,000 upvotes an hour. And after 2 hours, once it got, like popular, I was like popular. But how do I monetize this? I tried to do like next time, I tried to do her with Weblium, on the t-shirt, did not work. So for me, it was more like entertainment. Honestly, I don't know how to monetize Reddit properly. Maybe if you're B2B. If you're B2C, maybe, maybe it's gonna work, but this is my experience, don't get me wrong, okay? So now Facebook and Twitter, who is a Twitter user? Who has Twitter account? That's a little bit better than Reddit, okay? So with Twitter, it's mostly US audience, which is good. So potentially they can convert much higher. Mention.com can analyze Twitter very effectively. Not very good, like with Facebook, but we tried and it kind of worked. So I still have this running. We already have this, this post okay, I need a website, please, both in Russian, in English, this kind of websites. And in Facebook, it's harder because if you are not a friend of this user, you have to write him a personal message, and then it gets pending. Sometimes people do not recognize it and so on. But still, so we got 70 leads, and it was kind of quick. We got 22 sales, so the conversion from lead to sales is very good. And we got 5 partners, and it's growing. So I would advise if you can analyze the context and somehow, identify that this could be potential customers. For us, the website is good word. So there is a lot of, spammy looking, for example, take a look, someone is writing the post. I'm traveling to this hotel, here is this hotel website. So we still have to see it, to manually recognize it, but still it pays back. So I would stay, and VK, by the way. VK is also, UScan gives really great results from VK. Works great, so this is good. So the key takeaways for me. If I would do it again, I come back 3 months earlier. I would not spend at all any time on Quora and Reddit. This is my, my own opinion. I would focus on Facebook and Twitter. I would use as many automation tools as possible, but the biggest issue still remains: you cannot delegate this job. The problem is you cannot get a, small junior assistant, which you pay little money, and they say please be our face in the Facebook or Twitter or on the Quora or whatever. Because he has to engage in meaningful conversations, not to look as a bot. He has to be clever. And clever people cost more. This is a rule in our business, right? So this is the biggest issue, because when you read all these books about crowd marketing, they all tell you find a guy, give him some scripts, and he will be everywhere, repeating these scripts. Machine learning algorithm of social media is already understanding that you are putting everywhere the same message, and they are penalizing you, they are marking you as a spam, so it's not really working. Also, so this is not scalability issue, I would say. This is a scalability issue. So, and another thing is it's a very good tool for partnership network. So right now we are working with web agencies. We need to become partners with 5,000 web agencies in 6 months. So for us right now, this is a very good tool because we go to LinkedIn to search for web agency, we go to Facebook, we go to Quora again. So Reddit is not good for this, but for all other ones are good because this is B2B, this is about the partnership, so you can read before you engage. It's not an email that many people don't read, so you can engage, in the social network and start talking about something. This is good for partnership building. So, and also it's good for small new segments identifier. So I did a lot of, I got a lot of value about from reading these comments about the competitors, from reading these requests, what people find the most valuable part when talking about website creation. So some people say, like, I need a website fast. And we saw that 25% of those requests were about the speed. So we immediately changed the headline on our website, get your website in 72 hours. We got it from basically voice of the customer, right? So these little things to tweak your messages, this is a very good and valuable tool. It's not about the sales, it's more about the customer development and the research. That's pretty much everything. So any questions, guys?
Wow.
Thank you.